Pre-market video. Okay, so here's how the chart's gonna go. Basically, you're gonna see three colors: purple, blue, and red. The purple, that's our battle zone, all right? Triggers on the high and the low that give us the idea of continuation to either our high target, which is blue, or our low target, which is red. Definitely gotta use these as trigger points and ideas because the volatility of the market can change the landscape in an instant, okay? So very cautious, head on a swivel, and be ready to attack. Stay tuned at the end for TWR Hot Products and Services. All right, first up, SPY. Battle zone areas, we're looking for breaks to the upside or to the downside. Now, we cooled off significantly last week, and it was mainly due to some profit taking on the tech side and also some comments about the debt ceiling. If we get similar motion and sentiment, we'll probably lower today as well. So I'm looking for potentially the trigger to the downside as a more probable with potential push to the upside and kind of waking out at the top. So definitely got to be cautious and wait for the triggers to pull so that we can go ahead and attack. Now, I see QQQ being more of a potential downward trend because the tech was so heavy last week with all of that motion. So I could see tech selling off from people profit taking and this going down. So I'm going to be probably looking to get into a QQQ put trade, specifically if we trigger to that bottom side. Zoom has earnings after the bell. I would not be surprised if we get a nice push out of this consolidation zone to the upside. However, I don't think they're going to do well on earnings, and I think we dip lower. They just haven't been able to keep up with the competition, and I don't think that their services side, which are the extras that you can buy on and add on that bring in revenue, I don't think they're getting the volume that they need. People are just utilizing the free part, keeping their meetings to under 40 minutes and just taking advantage of the free Zoom call stuff. So I think that they lower on earnings, and I think that they might have the run into earnings, but it's one of those buy the rumor, sell the news. Lows, I think we go lower. I think it has a fairly similar pattern as with Home Depot. I think that we probably are going to miss some things. It's not quite the steward of profession that Home Depot is, and I think that these guys probably lower on earnings. Potentially a push into earnings, but I do think they go lower, and so I'm eyeing that 200 price target there at the bottom. Dick's Sporting Goods. Now this one's interesting. Okay, they've been beat up pretty much, and they've had a two-leg strategy to the downside. I could definitely see us finding support down here because they kind of have a niche in their market, all right? They deal with a lot of sporting equipment, and kids are going to go to sports and they're going to need new things. Like my son, he's in football, and I have to buy him new shoulder pads, new cleats, and all that stuff just because he's gotten bigger. So I'm going to, shell out the money, and I'm going to get the good stuff because it's my little man and I want him protected, right? So I think similar people like me are all kind of in that as well, and I think Dick's Sporting Goods does fairly well. I think they find support down here, and they'll probably push to the upside. Wolf is interesting, man, because people love them pets, and people will spend that money on that good stuff for the pets, okay? I example my dog. She doesn't like the cheap, treats and stuff like that. So my wife buys the good stuff, okay? We shell out the extra money for the good stuff, and we're not, unnormal, okay? I think we're typical. So I think Wolf probably will do fairly well. It's down pre-market, but I think that they probably will do good, break to the upside, and we could see it possibly in the 10. And on a fantastic earnings note, we may even see this in the 11. But I don't think we got that much juice, but definitely pushing out of the 9s and going into the 10s. And I think this is a good place to get share accumulation on this particular brand. Kohl's. Definitely looking like we got another leg down. Okay, we had a huge drop from 2090 all the way until the 19s, even hit the 18s. I think that we popped back up, consolidating a little bit, but I think we're going to dump down. All right, Kohl's, I believe, is just kind of one of those companies that used to be a huge thing, but every time I go into a Kohl's shop, it's never busy, okay? I mean, it's literally, you got the workers are just standing around looking for something to do, okay? So definitely they get their high moments, going back to school, Christmas time, but most of the other times, man, it's just dead, okay? So I think that this company is probably failing. They probably have large numbers of inventory, and probably margins are going to be decreasing. MU is interesting. They're broadening out. You can see that wick at the very far right. That's a pretty significant push, 67 all the way to 63 range. So utilizing the battle zones, we're going to go ahead and wait for the triggers and see if we get a pull either to the upside or to the downside. If I had my idea, I would think based off of the dump down and the push back up, that we're probably hitting some of the exhaustion to the upside, and we probably got some downside potential until we find the support. NVDA, I think people are going to profit take. Yes, this is a firecracker. Okay, could we push from here and go up? Absolutely, but we kind of have a top tower, and usually associated with the top tower right there is that you get the two-leg strategy to the downside. We already got one leg with a downward slope. I think that maybe we pop back up, briefly hit some resistance zones, and then pop back down until we find support around 305, 303. And Tesla, man, Tesla's moving, okay? Utilizing the triggers, we're looking for the break to the upside to go retest and attack that 185 area, where we'll probably find some resistance and probably pull back pretty significantly. So Tesla's going to be rangy, I would say between 185 and 180 for a while until we break hard either to one side or the upside. Now, Tesla does have some resistance at the 185 and at the 195 area. This usually has resistance in about $10 chunks, so we could definitely push to the upside, and Tesla is known to break and move $15 to $25 on a given session if it has a catalyst and some volume. So definitely keep a lookout, and this could be a great potential for reverse type trades. Activate your 2-day trial of TWR All Access on the Discord platform. We cover it all at Traders War Room, whether you're looking for stocks, options, futures, Forex, crypto, or even sports betting, or you want real-time alerts, live trading, algo signals, or even if you just want to be part of a community of like-minded investors to grow, learn, and share together as a team. The market is our war zone, and stocks are the battle. Join TWR and let's go to war.